It's literally 28 degrees right now, so she takes it out. So much for the weatherman, 17 degrees, he never stands a chance anyway. And I said 24, muggins me. It is Friday, April 29th, and, well, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Got to welcome along everybody that's joining us live on Facebook Live. So very happy to have you joining us. It really, really is. If you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know, believe me, it'll be around until the dinosaurs come back. You know what to do, right? No, seriously, you do. Yeah, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. And, well, why bell? Notifications when we have important people like Frank Palangi. I'm really struggling with this name. I'm going to get him to pronounce it for me properly himself. I don't want to stuff it up too much. When Frank's joining us, and believe me, you know, it is a fantastic artist. We're going to talk about his songwriting. We're going to talk about his music, and we're going to talk about, you know, what's going on in his life. You never know. You may want to divulge a few things, but in the meantime, we are very, very happy to announce that we're in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records and Sony Music, yes, The Orchard, right here at Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music, The Orchard.
I'm going to give it a go anyway, why not? You know, Frank Palangi, I hope I'm even close, but let's kick it off. Here's Bring On the Fear. Frank, here in New Zealand, the native word for your last name is Palangi.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say it that way. I always say think of Bon Jovi, so you have Palangi, Daughtry.
Palangi, okay. Hey, thank you for that, because believe me, Palangi is actually a merry swear word for a white person.
Is it really?
It really is.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, well,
it's all Italian. It's very Italian.
I knew it had to be. I knew it had to be. Because Barbara says it sounds like you come from Samoa or somewhere.
Well, it used to be spelled with an E, but when they came over on the boats, they changed it to an I because they thought it would, whoever thought it would be easier to spell. And I'm like, well, it is pronounced G, so G-E, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, here in New Zealand, we would pronounce that G-I, guy, literally. You know, it's a guy thing. Yeah. But believe me, the indigenous folks, the Maoris here in New Zealand, they have some very, very interesting names for cities and stuff like that. Do you know much about New Zealand?
I don't. I know James Cameron works movies and edits out of there. So, and I know the band Like a Storm. They're from New Zealand.
Well, believe me, somewhere.
I don't know what the weather or anything's like, so you have to fill me in there.
Well, believe me, sometimes it's just incredible. It really is. Other times. Look, it's 26 degrees. You are in Fahrenheit, aren't you? So let me just...
It's cold here. I don't know why for almost May, but it's cold. It's only 40, 45. Windy, really windy.
Okay, well, it's 63 here at the moment.
Okay, so it's warmer.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be winter.
No, it's autumn.
It's
Winter's
autumn,
not here
you know?
yet.
But
Next
add
month,
another 10 degrees
no
for in
June,
here
I
with
think.
all the computers and everything.
Yeah.
OMG, it gets hot. It really does.
Yep. Oh,
But
yeah.
Let's go live to the desk and have a bit of fun. You're allowed to give me as much shit as you like. I don't mind. I'm a Kiwi. I'll give it back. Okay? But at the end of the day, my friend, welcome to Galaxy. It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, Frank. It really is. I love your music. And believe me, I've been an engineer for about almost 40 years. Okay? So
Oh, wow.
it's not often that I find a band I get interested in, and I like your style.
Thanks, man.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, absolutely elated, I really am, because believe me, I have this man playing in my car. I absolutely love his work, I really do. Coming out of New York, would you believe, is Frank. Now, Frank, I'm just going to get you to introduce yourself, so we make sure we don't fluff it up. Frank, what's your last name?
Palangi.
There you go. And I knew that all the time.
G like Bon Jovi, that sort of thing.
Exactly. John Rowlands is watching on board as well. Nice to have you on board, John. It really is, because I've been so excited about this one. It's not often that I find a band that I get really interested in, and or a singer. So I want to get in depth with Frank here and find out a few things about him. First of all, Frank, welcome to the family. Unfortunately, now that you've done an interview, you're part of the family. You're not going to get rid of us, okay?
There you go. I like that.
Secondly,
They call it the Hollywood hanger-onger.
There you go. Secondly, I want to talk to you after we do this interview very quickly, because we have a number of things that we want to get you involved with. Well, let's break it down. Basically, it's about promoting you and your music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Never. No, it's great.
I gotta warn you right now, and believe me, you're in every country in the world, and believe me, you're almost in every city in the world right now. I'll give you the stats of how many people were on board through this interview at the end of this. No good giving it to you now, because it just grows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But I do have a young lady. Her name is Sarah, and she's coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's asking, Frank, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Frank, do you respond?
Everywhere. I'm Batman. No, yeah, you can get a hold of me any social media, just in my website, frankpalangi.com. But if you shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, even Twitter, I handle all my own accounts, so it's always me.
Okay, well, I don't. Literally, I won't respond. You're going to get about another 5,000 Facebook fans now. You never get anything done. It's going to be there all day. Who are you talking to?
I say Yahoo, my name. Don't Google it, Yahoo.
There you go. Believe me, I'm a Google guy though. Yeah, it's the ogle bit in the Google that gets me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally.
Easy to say.
It is. It really is. For somebody who looks like me, wow. Okay, fair enough. Having said that, Frank, we opened up the show with Bring On the Fair. Now, tell me a little bit about this. For our audio audience's edification, we want to know everything about this track. How did you come to the lyrics?
Well, I wrote them before COVID hit. Okay, it's mostly about facing your fear, bringing on that thing that you're most scared of, that's preventing you from moving on. You know what I mean? To that next step, whatever that might be, wherever it might be. But then by the time I scheduled the release, COVID happened, and it came out in I think May or something like that of COVID, and I thought about it, and because I was thinking about the music video ahead of time, and I was like, this really fits now. Because everybody they don't know what to do. What is the next step? Where do you go? So I would say it meant one thing before it, and it means another thing now, and it'll probably always mean that for the people that remember, going through everything. I don't see how you could actually go back to the original idea now.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, to be very honest with you. We need a little bit of the past to move forward anyway. I'm kind of worried about your lamp in the background there. Is it going through the Twilight Zone or something?
Yeah, it's on fire. It's a candlelight going on, sort of, in a bulb.
I get it. I understand. Yeah.
It's very homey to me. I don't know, it feels. You're actually, so really cool, you're the first interview I've done in my new studio since we've had the house fire. And so you're number one, you're the very first one. So nobody's seen this view as of right now except for you guys.
Well, I feel sorry for you. Having to put up with a Kiwi. Oh my God.
That's a whole other story later, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Now, at the same time, I don't presume that you want to be a dead man, but tell me about Dead Man, because this track, believe me, it was the first track that I heard of yours, and we go through a bit of a process here to be able to decide what's going to be played on the radio, what's also going to be done as far as interviews and stuff like that. Believe me, there really is a process, and if you ticked all the boxes, literally, even with the board. Now we have a board, any board meeting, 8 to 12 board members, and it's not often that unanimously they say, fair enough, we like this, go ahead, because they have our image in mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being a global station, we got certain standards we've got to, adhere to. So they're very, very tight. They really, really are. So you got that part. Then it goes back to Barbara. Barbara in production, they work something out. It goes on to a little USB kind of deal that I play in my car. Now, let me tell you this. First of all, I got a kick-ass stereo in my car, okay?
It sounds in that room playing the song. I go, it sounds good just through the headphones and the room noise where you are there.
Well, believe me, it's better in my car. It really is. But I do it for two reasons. And let me tell you this. First reason is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. I get no information. I just get the music. No artist, no title, nothing. Just the music. So it gives me the shot of, is it credible? Is it something that I want to be able to talk to the artist about? So, and secondly, I've got to be honest with you, nobody else wants to drive with me.
Are you one of those fast drivers? Stop last minute?
Well, check this out. Barbara's son is a New Zealand and former New Zealand champion car racer, right? He goes sideways all the time. Her grandson is a current New Zealand champion car racer, goes sideways all the time. Barbara, I get scared when she gets behind the wheel. She's like what the Beach Boys wrote about, those, grannies with the lead foot. But they won't get in the car with me.
Really?
You're a grandpa driver.
Seriously. Because where we are, and we're in between three major cities, now we chose this little town purely for economics, right? We could do this in Auckland, pay $1 million plus in rental fees every bloody month and all that sort of stuff, or we could do it where we are, paying what we are. In fact, we bought the building, to be honest with you, so that took care of that expense. But it's a former, I think we still do a little bit of milling, but a former major milling town. We have forestry everywhere. We're right smack in the middle of it. And I know where to keep the keys for the fire breaks. Know what I mean? So I go driving in the fire breaks.
Okay.
A little bit of off-road, And at the same time, I like music I can drive fast too.
Yes, I was going to say that song you definitely can. It's upbeat, feel good.
Exactly.
Like you said, put it in overdrive.
Absolutely. And I got to admit, when I first heard your music, my friend, I got a little special place where I pull up. You can look down this gully, down this gulch, if you want to call it that, valley.
Yep.
Very picturesque. It really, really is. Pulled up, put it back to the start of the song, cranked it to the right to as pretty much, unbearable, that the windscreen's starting to vibrate, cracked a cold one, and damn well enjoyed Dead Man. Now tell me, how did this happen?
God, stuff before COVID seems like I was a life ago. You know what I mean? This whole EP took on another life, but I wanted it, like I said, to be upbeat and fun, almost like what you exactly described. I'm very visual. I have a film background, so I was like, I can picture somebody, in a car with, there was an 80s vibe, an 80s movie that I seen where a guy's driving and his dead best friend is like a zombie or something next to him in the seat, and he keeps talking to him. He keeps giving him these ideas and stuff like that. So I go, that would be cool to have that influence, and I could see almost like the end of the world, somebody driving, and just things or experiences from life, just keep flashing by. And the music video turned out a little bit different. It was actually, if you do watch it, it's I don't know, kind of uniquely cut. It's only comprised of 2 takes, but it's like it works. It's a little fun and quirky, and but it's definitely heavy. I don't know. I'm trying to think who I drew like inspiration from style wise. Actually, it's a revamp of a song I wrote 20 years ago, the guitar riff I first started. So I guess myself, I based it off of 20 years ago.
Yeah, you know something, revamps can be the wrong time to start it, but the right time to end it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can just be poetic, it really is. And post-pandemic, you know, we survived the pandemic era, and I think we are going to come out of this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, there really is. Believe me, have faith. But in the meantime, here is Dead Man. Is this all your work, or each instrument, or do you have a band?
Everything. It's actually me doing everything but the drums, and I actually did the mix and recorded all of it, everything.
Damn.
One man show. Well, I mean, once in a while I'll have like guys fill in and do a bass part or guitar part, but mostly I just use different drummers because I don't have the studio to record really good drums here, so I rather go with. I mean, I can talk about some of the guys that I've worked with, but I prefer it that way. It's a little easier. You know, they take my vision and then they go off with it.
I get it. I fully understand. Look, believe me, I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, and I've worked in some of the best recording studios, not only here in New Zealand, but around the world. Believe me, I understand exactly what you're saying. Nice to have you on board, George. Thank you very much for the compliment too, by the way. Now,
sorry, we haven't got the parcel yet.
No, we haven't yet, but
I know you guys, your film division's awesome there in New Zealand. A lot of great projects come out.
Sorry,
I say that all the
but-
time. I'm like, you guys, the quality's excellent.
when we mention New Zealand, you know, you'll be surprised how many people go, "Oh, Lord of the Rings." A little story behind that, my friend. The guy who actually produced that, I went to university with.
Okay.
Right now, he's on New Zealand's rich list. He's one of the New Zealand's rich guys right now, and I know why. Because when I went to university with him, he wouldn't buy a beer.
Oh, he's not a spender. Not a spender.
No, hell no.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, look, he's the guy that goes walking around a car park looking for $1 on the ground.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if he produced all of them, you know, there's like, what is it, 6 movies,
Different versions. Has a TV show coming out.
Yeah,
and, you know,
he's right in there, my friend. He really is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you know something? The original set of Hobbiton is about an hour and a half away from where we are.
The beginning of the movie where they show the huts and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
And I want to talk to you about maybe if you'd be interested in coming to New Zealand for a tour.
Someday. I've never been overseas.
Let's think
I've
about
never
it.
been out of America.
I tell you what, we'll have a chat about it.
Galaxy.
That's right, you are right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very happy to have everybody joining us this morning. It is an absolute pleasure to talk to Frank. And I just want to go Bon Jovi now. I really it's stuck in my head. You shouldn't have done that. I'm about to panic. But having said that, Frank, believe me, we were having a little chat about your background, your new place. You said the last one burnt down. What, your little not so careful with matches around you?
No, freak accident was lightning, of all things.
Wow.
Blew out the back room, started a fire, and then everything else had extreme smoke damage everywhere. So we lived in a hotel for 3 months in one room, and then an apartment for like 6 or 7 months, and then finally, we're back here, and there's some issues still, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
I hope you go to church every Sunday. You know what the religious people would say about being hit by bloody lightning, don't you?
Or the gambling guys. They told me you could have won the lotto like 4 or 6 times before that odd hit, and I was like, "Oh, thanks. That's great."
Weird thing is, my friend, and I can tell you this, hand on heart, truthfully, I have been hit by lightning myself. Probably explains why I am the way I am, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Out on the golf course, would you believe, out of nowhere, wham.
Yeah, were you holding the thing ready to...
Yeah, it was ready for... It was ready for the downstroke, it really was, and bam, I ended up being a branch manager, if you want to put it like that.
Jesus. That's it's funny, but it's not funny. I could just imagine. Was it yellow? Did you see the color?
I didn't see a damn thing, to be honest. No, boom. But I tell you what, I took and I had a Rolex watch at the time. I took my Rolex watch because it wasn't working after that. I thought I'll take it to the jewelers, get them to go and, Guy broke it open. He says, the hell did you do to it? I went, why? He goes, have a look. It was literally melted inside.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it does, too. It blew out all our phones. It took out all the batteries. We couldn't call anybody. My mom's running in the street like a crazy lady trying to get a hold of somebody. And luckily, the neighbors across the street were here. But, yeah, man, it's crazy. And the process of, just going back and getting all the gear and rebuilding everything, that's why I go, I'm a little bit behind from the pandemic to, it hit last June. So I go, there's another year out so I'm finally getting to things, and I go, we'll see what 2023 involves here. This year, there's no way I'm doing anything major. So.
Well, you know something? I think 2023 is going to be far more friendly for artists around the world. I really, really do.
I hope so. I really do.
I think we're starting to get back in the groove again, where we're starting to look at getting back on stage and doing more shows and getting more crowds indoors and outdoors, getting friendly, enjoying the damn good music, really. Pamela, nice to have you on board, Pamela. It really, really is. Pamela is with Rise Up TV, and let me tell you, my friend, we here at Galaxy are very, very happy to announce that we are in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records, also Sony Music, The Orchard as well. So believe me. Now, Pamela is with Rise Up TV. Those guys have just come back to Canada. This is in Canada from New York, doing shows over there. So you never know. We might be able to get something going on. In fact, I think your style would suit a good friend of mine who is actually working with these guys as well, called Tim Steinreich. He's with a band called The Mighty One. I think you guys would get on like a house on fire. I really do. So I'd love to introduce you. Nice to have you on board, Pamela. It really is. And now, having said that, my friend, give me a clue about Panic. I was a little confused to start with, but I had to listen to it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it's about?
Well, not your mother running into the street.
No.
So, go on then. Give me the skinny from you, the artist.
Well, Panic is, it's not a crazy ex-girlfriend song. It's not a love song. It's about, basically, we're becoming I call it a faction of followers, maybe. You know what I mean? It's teetering the edge of how far do we go before we turn into, maybe something robotic, something along the lines of we have no control anymore, which I know there are actually a few countries in the world that are kind of like that now. And Most people would say, even probably the people in those countries, that they don't like to live that way. Nobody likes to be controlled. So you got to rise up, and you have to be yourself and somehow overcome it. I threw a little personal stuff of like rising up over the kind of the radio industry, because when I first did my first EP, I got a lot of no's, almost. So it took me probably till the second release or so to get kind of that solid ground where, okay, we're going to take this kid a little bit more serious, you know what I mean? So I was like, well, you got everybody telling me that, this was 2010, 11, that rock was dead, there's no hard rock. They said the same thing from then till just about now, too. But you could argue that I think rock's coming back a little bit more. I don't think it'll ever be as big as the 80s. But,
having said that, believe me, I've lived through the hair age, if you know what I mean. And regretfully, I got to announce that Randy Rand from the band Autograph passed away yesterday. It's an absolute travesty, that is.
Oh, Diddy, I love that band.
Oh, believe me, if you do, would you like to meet the original lead guitarist? His name's Steve Lynch.
Yes. Not related to George, right?
I don't think so, no, but
Okay.
Believe me, he was the one of the founding members of Autograph, and I would love to be able to get Barbara to introduce you to him. He's a very good friend of ours.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Fair enough. Yeah, you never know. You might even be able to talk Barbara into introducing you to Dave Evans. He is the original founder and first lead singer of AC/DC.
Yeah, I think, not AC/DC, it was Judas Priest. Al Atkins,
Uh-huh.
you know who he is?
Yep.
Yeah, he was, I did a documentary movie called Radio Ugly from a radio station, and we got one of his songs for the soundtrack. So I was like, that's how I got to know him. But yeah, I've heard of the original singer of AC/DC. I've seen him on the documentaries and stuff like that. I wasn't sure exactly where, he is nowadays, but
I think he's a
they had two original singers too. I found out.
Well, they
different
singers.
they kind of did. Bon Scott sort of took over from when he left the band, and believe me, it was a lot involved back in those days that I don't want to go down that road. Is he in Madrid or somewhere right now?
No, he's in South America.
He's in South America right now performing
wow.
in there. But Barbara will sort of hook you up if you're interested. Believe me, bro, we can drop some names and introduce you to some really, really good people. It'd be really
That
cool.
would be cool, because I actually I have a radio show on Radio Wigwam, and maybe I can interview them for it.
There
See
you
what
go.
they're up to.
There you
That'd
go.
be awesome.
And then I really am going to have to introduce you to Tim Steinreich. I really
I'm like, I'm looking, man, I'm looking.
believe me, bro. You will love Tim. He does a ZZ Top tribute as well. He's got the beard. Truly.
Okay. Oh, really? Now, okay.
And I know Billy Gibbons, if you know what I mean. He pulls it off perfectly. He really does. Having said that, no time to panic. Here's the man himself. How you feeling, Frank? You okay?
Yeah, my voice is doing all right.
How many countries?
189.
I'll just lay down after this. I'll be all right.
There's 189 countries tuned in this
I
morning.
want to just talk to somebody. I'll give it back.
You've got 189 countries tuned in.
Oh, my God.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
How many are there? How many countries are there? Do you know?
225.
There's 225 countries all told.
So it's half the world.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. How many cities?
That's crazy.
684.
Okay, not bad. There's 684 cities tuned in.
Wow.
Out of 10,000.
Out of 10,000. Okay. Statisticians.
That's like two or three. Who's counting?
Believe me, you'll be impressed with how many the stats are with online at the end of this, bro. It's no use giving it to you now. It just grows. It really does.
Yeah.
Got to ask you,
Replay
though.
value.
Frank, I got to ask you. I ask everybody this, okay? I really do. You're not a vegan, are you?
A vegan?
Yeah.
No.
You're not. You're a meatologist
No.
like me?
Yeah, I'm Italian, so I gotta eat.
Fair enough. Well, the reason why I'm asking, literally, is have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
I have actually. I've tried hamburger and chicken too from Beyond Meat and like Gardein or something it's called, and it's actually really damn good.
Okay, is it made of real vegans?
No, it's not. It's made of plants. But
Look, you see, the thing is, I was really upset when I found out Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides.
well, yeah. Well, they are vegetarian to be specific, not vegan. Some are vegan. I
Well,
eat the vegetarian kind.
I actually ran into a young lady one day who really is a vegan. And I said to her,
It's tough to eat that way.
do you guys hang out? Do you go to the pub? Do you have meetings or anything? She goes, why? I says, because the only place I see you is on the news. It's true. It's true. It really is. Well, think about that. You get a couple of vegans getting on the sauce in the pub on a Friday night, and then they fall out, go out to the car park for a bit of a knuckle up. Is that still called having a beef?
I don't know. I've never heard that term.
Okay, if you get a slap in the face, is that it still being called hitting the chops?
No, never heard of that one either.
I
Okay.
say that's because we've got so much lamb in New Zealand.
That's because we
We're
got
the
so much lamb in
Yeah,
New Zealand.
we call our...
I can understand it. I was like,
Lamb
it's like
chops.
something similar to that. But I was like, yeah, everyone has different slangs.
Yes,
Fair
that's
enough.
interesting.
Let me go back to the desk, bro. Hold it, Frank. You've never heard of chops?
No.
Come on. What about beef? I'm sure you've had some beef before.
I've heard it knock your block off. I've heard that one.
Yeah, I'm not a concrete guy. I don't, believe me, I don't do concrete anywhere, making blocks or anything like that. But I do this. And Frank, I did ask you whether you responded to fans that are trying to get hold of you. But do you have a website? More importantly, can fans go to your website, download your music, purchase your music? More over that, do you have a merch store there that people can buy product?
I do, yeah. Just frankpalangi.com, Palangi, and I have all my merch stuff on there. The T-shirts are through Threadless, so it's a little different, but it's order on demand. So you order one and they ship it to you, and it's ready to go. All my music's on like the iTunes, Amazon, Deezer, Spotify, all the major platforms. But you can go to my website. There's a lot of videos. I keep everybody updated. I do have I call them super fans, like a fan club. There's different tiers, and they get free music, and there's a Facebook group, and I'll email them from time to time, and birthdays, like birthday shout-outs, but I do have like meet and greets. I have like 10-minute meet and greet conversations. I have I'll play you like 2 songs and do a meet and greet, or just do a shout-out video. I don't know, you got a promotion at work, whatever you guys want, or I do that kind of stuff too. It's just fun.
Very cool. Have you ever been a cartoon?
Have I ever been? I've had a couple of cartoons drawn of me in like a Batman outfit, Superman, and I don't know if you can't really see it. They're right there.
Okay, yeah.
We're bad.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll tell you now, you're going to be a cartoon. Literally, this whole interview is going to be turned into a cartoon at some stage. You'll probably get it, tomorrow or the next day, literally. Which is weird, because believe me, wow, which is weird. Yeah, no, believe me, that was a full noise machine. Having said that, people seem to like the cartoons more than they like the real interviews that we do face to face, what we're doing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had one guy, literally, he watched the interview that we did, but when we sent him the cartoon, he gets back to us, he goes, I've watched it 20 times. And I'm thinking, that's a hell of a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 20 times a go, yeah, believe me.
You better draw me in with a Riddler mask or a Batman mask.
Something like that. We better get something going on in there for sure. Even invite Spider-Man, he can hang around.
There you go.
But having said that, my friend, believe me, we would love to be able to do it. After we do this interview, we take a few crazy photos, and I'll apologise now for that, literally. And at the same time, Barbara puts it all together as a movie, and believe me, there's staff here taking photos and doing stuff. You'll get backstage photos, all sorts of crazy stuff, and then she turns it into a cartoon, so you'll be able to show that to your friend.
That's cool.
It's one of the few things that makes me look good. I mean, come on, Frank, I got the perfect face for radio, right?
I did have a shirt once that says "Your face is made for radio." I did have that once. I was like, I don't know if I should wear that.
Believe me, I had a radio channel called the Fugly Channel once. So, yeah.
Well, I tell you, you said you're 6'2", I'm 6'1.5". I could tell you got the radio thing going on, so it works, man. And you like to eat a lot, so it's
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of eating a lot, and I haven't brought this one up for a long time. Do you know much about New Zealand?
Not really, no.
Okay, well, let me give you a very quick fill-in about us here down under in Aotearoa. We're made up of 3 islands. Now, the very first island, right down the very bottom, is called Stewart. It's the only island in New Zealand that actually got a decent manly name.
Okay.
Stewart's not bad, right?
Yeah.
But whoever named the rest of the country ran out of imagination, literally. The next island is called South.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and you can see that North would follow, right?
It's simple.
Yeah,
Simple.
absolutely. East Coast, West Coast, South, North. Yeah, believe me. So that's a very quick sum up of New Zealand per se. But having said that, I mean, we're wonderful people, we're friendly, we're overbearing, literally. We like to eat, we like to drink, we like to have a good time. Kiwis eat roots, shoots and leaves, you know, all the time. That's our national bird, by the way, a kiwi. Yeah, ours isn't an eagle or anything like that. We're very pleasant.
I've heard of that.
Okay, one person thought the kiwi fruit was our national representation.
I just ate one last week.
Well, you know what? They come from our backyard, right here, where we are. We're surrounded by kiwi fruit farms everywhere here in New Zealand, all for export. So believe me, there's some good stuff coming too. There's a new variety coming up. It's got, is it raspberry inside it?
It's red.
Yeah, it's red inside it. Wonderful fruit. They're experimenting all over the place with it. So keep an eye out for it, literally. But yes, it comes from exactly where we are right now.
Okay.
And I don't think it's grown pretty much anywhere else, is it, in New Zealand?
Kiri.
Too cold down the South Island?
Gisborne.
Yeah. Oh, Gisborne.
Yeah.
Gisborne.
Kiri.
Well, that's about it, isn't it? Anyway.
Is that where the gremlins live?
No. It's just about an hour and a half away, literally. It is.
It's an old 80s movie reference.
Yeah, I get that, but, you know, you could have been talking about Parliament as well.
Oh, no. I don't talk political too much. Try not to.
Hey, check it out. We got the sexiest Prime Minister in the world.
The sexiest? Is that what you said?
Yes, we do. Her name is Jacinda, literally. And
So it's a chick.
it is. And believe me, check this out. She's a former DJ.
Is she really?
Yeah,
That's
she
cool.
used to do nightclub DJing and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We had a former businessman for president, you know? Business.
Yeah, but...
Not hot at all.
Well, if you're talking about Donald Trump, I think the country was run by his hair.
His hair?
Yeah.
I know, everybody said that. I'm like, it's the way he does his hair, I guess. There's a lot of people, you know? Especially that generation.
I wondered what he fed that thing. Did it have
I don't know. Maybe it's all natural. Maybe it's vegan.
Well,
Maybe it's vegan.
could have been, but did it have its own room in the White House? Believe me, I can go on for too long. Literally, Trump was...
That's about as far as I go with politics.
Believe me, Trump was a blessing when he got into power. We made so much fun of him here in New Zealand. These days, the only person we can make fun of in politics really is Boris Johnson coming out of England. You know what I mean? That hairstyle is just unique, don't you think?
I don't know. I have no idea who he is.
Okay, well, there's something to go and have a look at. And, well, let's put it this way.
I hope it looks like Billy Idol hair.
Well, he's got the Trumpy hair, but just not matted down. It's everywhere. Barbara asked me on the breakfast show this morning, literally, how he managed to get it like that. I said, simply, he sticks his tongue in the light socket. Bam, there you go. No hairdressers needed.
Oh, you're talking about Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who he is. Yes.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I was talking about Boris Johnson, but we'll go with Harry because...
Oh, yeah, okay.
God, set me free!
Exactly.
Tell me about Set Me Free, because believe me, it's one of my more favourite tracks of yours. Tell me all about it. How did you come to this?
Well, the whole EP kind of has a vibe going to it, and it's I hate to say it's a nod at the record industry because, as you know, there's a lot of artists that have been taken advantage. They try to control you. You do music that you don't want to do, or you just end up being something that you don't, or somebody else is on the wheel, literally making you move. So in the music video, I go, why don't I have these agent type guys actually move my jaw and move my fingers for the one part and tell me what to do and all that. So it's written about that. There's a lot of that because my whole thing is I'm not against labels. I'm just against a lot of the things on how they've taken advantage of artists past 30 or 40 years or 50 years, even back to the 60s now.
Hey,
But,
we never mentioned Spotify once in that conversation, did we?
No, my stuff is still on Spotify. Stream it, whatever you want to say to it.
It never paid much to begin with. If you want to argue that, take down the whole digital system. That's what I want to say. Because, and I tell everyone too, is download the music. If you love the artist, download the music. Don't just stream it. We get so much more out of it, and you guys can keep it.
Absolutely.
It's yours.
I love that idea. I really, really do. So, right here, the man himself, here's Frank, and Set Me Free. Oh, God, it's hot in here.
We had the heater on this morning.
Can we have some Kiwi air conditioning, please? It's called Open the Damn Window.
It's 25 degrees, so I'm still winning.
You're still winning. You are.
Yeah, I'm the winner
Hands
today.
down.
We'll have to talk about the production stuff when we come back quick.
Absolutely. I want to talk all about that. At the same time, I did mention maybe about talking about getting you down here in New Zealand to play in front of New Zealand audiences. If that came up, would you consider it?
Possibly. I mean, I like a Storm. If I ever played shows with them.
All right.
Somebody in the same vein.
Yep.
But it could be. I'm not too picky.
Okay. Believe me. We've got a huge amount of bands that would love to work with you, my friend. I really can recommend that one. But having said that, we're a little crazy down here in New Zealand. We are.
You remind me. I don't know if this is good or bad. You remind me of the Australian accent.
Oh no! Don't swear at me like that. Come on.
No.
New Zealand and Australia is much like Canada and America in ice hockey.
Okay.
Okay, we have this friendly love-hate relationship.
Hi, Joe Blood.
Jar Blood, nice to have you on board.
Hi, Joe Blood.
We have a thing here in New Zealand. We play rugby union. That's gridiron without the pads and helmet.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're rough. You're more natural. I was gonna say rougher.
Yes.
Up until the last World Cup, actually, we were the world champions for a number of years.
Oh wow!
And it was only because it was cyclone in Japan that they gave us the Duckworth system, which points and otherwise we'd still be champions. Whereas in Australia, we have the All Blacks, they have the Wallabies. Wallabies.
Yeah.
And they have
a lot more deserts there too, that kind of stuff.
Well, they got silver in their cupwork stuff. You know what I mean? They've got no cupboards full of silver. If we could usually have it all. And in fact, there's one particular cup they haven't got off us for about 35 years. They're that good. So they love us.
You guys have huge mountains there. I've
Yeah,
seen pictures
yeah.
of like huge mountains.
Yeah, we do. We
Like
do.
Jurassic Park kind of stuff.
Yeah, believe me. I know that. Milford Sound. I'll talk about that one.
I just need set me free.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. And I did say to Frank, would he consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences if we could work it out? I think we have a way. Literally, Frank, keep that in the back of your mind. I think we do have a way of doing this. But having said that, I told you that we're made up of 3 islands, and I also let you know, just ahead of time, that we're a little crazy here in New Zealand. We really are. But having said that, I mean, we like to have fun. Fair enough?
Yeah.
We like to have it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your environment, the people around you, and, good, honest fun. Have you ever heard of a place called Queenstown?
No.
Okay, now, I don't mean Queensland, which is in Australia. Believe me, that's the place where all the men wear nice dresses and high heels, handbags, drive fast in women's clothing. It's called drag racing. No, Queenstown literally is a boutique-y little town come wannabe city, and it's where all the A-listers from around the world go and get away from the paparazzi. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
Wonderful little place. You never know who you might run into. And believe me, before the pandemic, just pre-pandemic, Kevin Costner was down there, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves. Believe me, lots and lots of A-listers go there.
Wow.
I think Shania Twain, she owns property down there. So you never know who you're going to bump into. But believe me, bro, you don't want to bump into me.
Why is that?
I'll throw you off a bridge.
Okay.
I have a friend down there that introduced the sport of bungee jumping to New Zealand. He's a very close friend of mine.
Oh, jeez.
And seeing you're not Australian, we'll attach the bungee.
Oh, jeez. Well, I appreciate that. Have you ever done that? I would never do it, but
Many times. Many
have?
times. In fact, I do
you
skydiving.
pass out.
No, not at all. I hoop and holler all the way down and hope like hell that I bounce on the way back up again. True, but
There you go.
believe me, I'm one of these kind of guys that if it doesn't scare you, then it ain't good enough. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Adrenaline. Get that going.
Yeah. Skydiving?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about almost 40 years.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'll throw you out of a perfectly good aeroplane.
You're the real Superman.
No, I just like having fun. I mean, I was in the Air Force. They taught me how to do it, and then put me out there in the world, afterwards. So believe me, I still like to do it. I really do.
Yeah.
And I can tell you many stories about that one as well. Having said that, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
Say it again?
Zorb. Let me spell it out.
No.
Z-O-R-B.
No.
Okay. Alcohol. Do you drink?
No, I don't actually.
You don't? Oh, well, that's a shame because we're going to get you drunk. You might go home with the wife or something. You never know. we like to export. Yeah, we do.
Well, I'm single. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke. I just rock. I just do rock.
Okay, you're not religious. Are you religious?
Yeah.
You are. Okay, so no religious jokes, thank you. Okay. Oh my goodness, I've got a perfect one for you if you really want to hear it, but I'm not going to say it on air right now. Having said that, believe me, a Zorb is a big round ball, and I do recommend alcohol. I do. It's so much more fun. You know what I mean? When we put you in there in a Galaxy Mankini, it's got to be a Galaxy Mankini too, by the way. can't come along with your own mankini. Doesn't work that way. We will give you a man. Do you know what a mankini is?
No. I'm like, I don't even know what these words are, man.
Okay, you know what a
Is
girl's...
this something you wear?
You know what a girl's bikini bottom is like?
Right.
Yeah.
G-string kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this one goes over your shoulders as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, right. Okay, there's not a lot of material. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And we-
it's like they call it like banana hammock or something over here.
Oh,
Well,
there
you
go.
know something? Your banana hammock gave us a lot of grief on finding where we were going to put our logo.
Yeah.
It really did. But we'll give you one of those.
There's only one spot.
We'll put you in a Zorb and we'll roll you downhill. Okay? Believe me,
God.
a lot of fun. It really is. But what we'll do is we'll put some runners in front of you. It's like, moving bowls, if you know what I mean. Skittles, something like that. The reason why I say alcohol is, and believe me, take this on board, it's the expressions on their face when you roll over top of them that's priceless. It's fun. It really is a lot of fun. But we'll give you some culture, we'll show you around, and we'll also give you some work to do while you're here as well. You never know, we might even be able to fit you into a tour that we're considering doing with a television company at the moment too. So keep you on board with that one.
That'd be cool.
World's gone mad. It really.
We're on that track now.
We are right there. This is the one, literally, and I've got to let you know, since we've been playing this, and Frank, we haven't said anything to anybody. We just played it. People blew up our internet, wanted to know who, what, when, where, and how, and when are we doing the interview, so we're doing it now. Having said that, you have amassed 1,711 requests for this particular track since we've been playing it.
Wow.
Why is it so good?
I don't know. I'd like to ask them that. That's my question.
Well,
Why do you think? Because you're a listener.
I think they can relate
Before I
to
explain.
I think they can relate to this.
Okay.
I think that's the correlation right there. People can get this. It's understandable, it's legible, and it's also damned enjoyable. That's...
Whether it's... Oh, go ahead.
No, carry on.
I was going to say whether it's maybe society going mad or the way the world's going. Basically, I wrote it because I have auditioned for a lot of different reality TV shows, like American Idol, song contest stuff. And a lot of it is rigged. You know, Battle of Bands. I've done Battle of Bands where you go in and they've already chose the winner, or it's the judge's niece, or it's they only give you 50 tickets and somehow the band that sold 70 wins. And you're like, you only gave us 50 to begin with. So I was saying, you look like the lyrics of the song. Look at what's on that TV screen. It's kind of this fake reality, hyper reality stuff. Are we just acting? It's like fake it till you make it, sort of. But the opposite. It's like, are you faking it? To make it for these people on TV and stuff like that. I don't think it's as genuine. I think nowadays it's a lot about the judges and stuff. It does give you exposure, but honestly, the past, 7 or 8 years, you don't hear any of the artists getting deals. You don't hear them on the radio anymore. You don't see anything from them, really. I know a few of them in the area, and they started their own thing afterwards, and they become something from that. So it's them utilizing it, but doing it on their own.
I get that.
That's great.
I really get that, Frank. I do. Now, at the same time, give me a little background on the production in this and all your work. I want to know the skinny on everybody that's behind you. Tell me about these guys.
All the mixing guys out there. Well, I was going to say Set Me Free was the very first song that I recorded and mixed myself. Break These Chains, which is the second song that Set Me Free, I worked with Brian Craddock from the band Daughtry. And so it started with him, and then at the time, I ran out of money from working at all these studios because I had 2 EPs out, a couple singles, and I go, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep spending my life savings on the recording part, and I'm never going to be able to market or tour or do anything. So I go, maybe, because I've been into it for 15 years prior, maybe I can keep and do something myself. So that was the big leap. But even from that EP to the current EP, I have changed a lot in the gear, in the style, and you learn so much. Then I kind of was going off of the producers I worked with, their advice, and looking up videos and books and whatever, and years of trial and error, and just listening, using these things and trying to be realistic. I was headed to something else with that. So all my songs, I usually have like a guest drummer. So there's always a real drummer. I've used Lester from the band Kelly Clarkson, and he was in the rock band Pillar for a lot of years. He does a lot of work. And Robin Diaz, he was in Daughtry for a little while. Courtney Love, band Hole. He's drummed with a bunch of people. I say this, if you ever watch it, everything I say, I always tell him, I go, dude, every time I talk to you, I call you, you always are in the studio. He's a drummer studio rat, or he's playing out, like, every day. He's drummed on everything. And then there was older bands. Older band is Day of Fire, Saving Abel drummer, worked with, and the current drummer of Daughtry. And I managed to squeak myself on 2 tracks on this new EP. I normally don't. Because I do all the instruments. The first round of the songs are all the instruments, all the writing, usually guitar first, vocals. I'll make a demo, and I'll do the drums. And I go, well, I want that professional stamp on there, and I don't want to sit there and get my drum part right for 2 days. I'd rather just do the guitar and do the bass and do the vocals and all the cool stuff. But I did it. I did it. That was before the fire, and I don't have a drum set anymore. But at the time, I really liked at least the opportunity to do it. And they were both on instrumentals, which I was okay with. No vocals, the instrumental ones.
I got to let you know, and as I've said to you, I've been an engineer now for almost 40 years. I've travelled the world, worked in some of the best recording studios in the world, and I don't listen, Frank, to music as a fan would listen to it, listening to the radio or on your headset or whatever.
Okay.
I break it down as an engineer or as a DJ, where can I fit this particular music, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do the same exact thing.
Believe me, it's habitual for me.
You can't go back.
You can't. You really can't. And this is why I'm interested in your production stuff, literally, because, Frank, I can't fault this. Now, that's a worry for me because, believe me, I'm a professional.
Well, thank you, man.
Trust
me, there's some faults in there. I can tell you there's a little phasing issues and stuff here and there on guitar and the drums, but it kind of made the sound of some of the songs. Nowadays, I've really honed in on, because sometimes it's confusing. I record guitars, I have like 5 tracks per one side of take of guitar. So left will have 5 sources from that one take. Right, and then I'll double it, right? And then you have lead, you got some background keyboard stuff, you got bass guitar, drums, and drums are layered. It's not just one kicker. Sometimes it's 5 different styles. One's EQ different mics on different sources, reamp through different things. Depends on, I guess what you want to do in your sound. But I always like to try to make things up front as possible and thick and wide as possible. And I'm always keeping the records of the Daughtry records and Metallica and other things, and I'm like, these guys have a lot more expensive gear than I do. How do you get there? How do you get there with what you have?
Frank, I respect everything you've said, literally. And believe me, it's like Viagra to an engineer, this conversation it is. It's gone mad. How you feeling, Frank? You okay?
Yeah, I can tell my voice is kind of popping out a little bit, but it's all right.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up after this. But as I say, don't go anywhere after this, please, bro, because we do take crazy photos and stuff.
I love the gear talk. I like the gear talk.
Yeah, me too. Now, having said that, are you familiar with the Galaxy page on Facebook?
I went over there once or twice. I've seen the
Contacted
shows and
us.
stuff.
Right, well, that's primarily there for artists to promote themselves. Please, please, please use
Okay.
it, Frank.
See, I never know, because some are like, only we post on it, or, you know what I mean?
No, please. Listen, if you've got a new logo, a new poster, a new song, even a teaser, or you're going to the opening of a shoebox, I really don't care. Use it. It's about promoting you. Okay, bro?
I'm about to have a cough drop. Thank you, Galaxy.
There you go. There you go. We've sent him to medicine.
Paid product promotion.
Having said that, next time you're next to a recordable 58 or anything like that, how would you like to do me a couple of voice drops saying, "Hi, this is Frank, you can hear me on Galaxy 107 FM," something like that in New Zealand? We would love to play it, put it in there. It's about people knowing your name, knowing your music.
Some spots. I can do some spots. I'll do it, not this week, but next week I'll be doing another episode of my radio show, so I can do it then.
Okay, that's perfect. Absolutely. MP3s though, please, bro. Not WAV.
Oh, always.
Not
Yeah,
WAV.
okay.
Unfortunately, our system has problems with
And
WAV
I
for some
can't,
reason.
and not Dropbox.
So I record at 32-bit at 192K,
Which
Nice.
is really, really high. But then that gets boiled down to MP3.
Oh, believe me, we work on 192s. We really do. No worries. That's perfect. It really is.
Okay.
I also want to talk to you about getting Barbara to introduce you to a friend of ours coming out of India. Now, he has a magazine, and some of the professionals in the game have said, this is a rising talent magazine. It's it's going to end up like the Rolling Stone magazine. It's going to be that popular. It really is high quality. We want to be able to introduce you to Jay to get you in that magazine, if that's all right with you.
Sure. I love that stuff.
Nice. But in the meantime, we'll wrap this up. Don't go anywhere, bro. Frank, the scary thing about this office is if you show a sign of enjoyment, somebody's going to take a photo. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there enjoying myself, and what do you know?
Paparazzi everywhere.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You really do around here.
They're gone mad.
Now, I must admit, if we would consider coming to New Zealand, there's only one bit of advice that I can give you before you get on the plane, and that is bail money.
Bail money? Or?
Yeah, if you're going to hang out with me, you're going to need a bit. Okay? We got good legal team, but bail money. That's about it. But other than that, I guarantee you, if you come to New Zealand, you will absolutely love it, and we would be very honoured to show you around our humble country. We may even be able to hook up some gigs in Australia as well, and, well, we have friends around the world, so you never know what might transpire. It may end up being a world tour yet, and that is possible. It really is.
You never know. You never know. That is true. You never know.
We have the contacts. we can comfortably say that. We can.
Damn, he's a man.
Well, Barbara actually has a company. She manages a company called Aurora Entertainment that brings. Prior to the pandemic, we were bringing bands into the country from all around the world. Doing festivals, doing smaller shows, doing bigger shows, doing, we can fit it literally, and all the equipment, everything like that. Pretty much all we need is your wish list, and we need to get a few sponsors on board, all that sort of stuff, make it work.
Yeah, yep, I know about all that. Yeah,
but
it's a hard thing. Fans out there, it's very hard to even to put anything together in your own country. I don't know. They think they can just book a show at a venue and play. It's a lot more than that.
So much more
And that's the
involved.
hard part on the artist, you know what I mean?
Exactly. At the same time, we've got to get you known here in New Zealand so that people want to come to these shows. That means radio play, advertising, TV opportunities.
Maybe being a movie part down there too, because I love their movie stuff. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, well, I have friends in the business. I really do.
Love that.
Even if you won't bail me out.
Well, the movie money will probably pay for it. You never know.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get on to Actors Equity and stuff like that here in New Zealand.
I do say, everyone listening, thanks for requesting Gone Mad. That's the one I least expected anybody to ever maybe listen to. I love Power Man 5000, and I wanted to take some of the energy of the band, a little bit of Rob Zombie, and kind of throw that in too, with, I don't know, some unique twists. But as I say, like, people just surprise me all the time. You know, the song that you think they listen to the most
So,
is
Frank,
actually not that song.
Frank, let me ask you one last question before we wrap this up.
Sure.
Through this pandemic thing, I presume you haven't been gigging live as much as, you know, so have you been recording, have you been writing more new music? Are we looking at more new stuff coming up? Moreover, Frank, and I'm going to put this straight to you, will you come back again? Will you release music with us?
Yes.
He really
It's a
does.
short answer.
Randy O'Neill. Keep that name in mind. She's a psychiatrist in your backyard, literally. We'll send it to you. Yeah, you must be nuts. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. We absolutely love your work. We really do. We would love to be able to promote you more as we can form a relationship
I'll be
as we
back.
go on. Absolutely brilliant. And we do really want you to consider coming to New Zealand. Let's talk Turkey, maybe early next year. What do you think?
Yeah, let's see what 2023 does. I know this year I'm going to be still housebound here a little bit, but sounds good. And
Go ahead.
2.0 was, you know, a kind of good year. 0.1, not so good. 0.2, we're coming back again.
Well, the online gigs. I've been in tons of online stuff.
I mean, before the house fire, but that stuff, I still love it. I'm going to be picking that back up this summer too, because like you said, I can reach people from just about anywhere.
Right, that's all well and good, and believe me, I absolutely applaud anybody that does the online concert kind of deal. But let's break it down right from the start, my friend. I'm a little old in the tooth. I don't get excited to go get myself all flashed up to go to the lounge to watch something on my TV.
Yeah, no. Or that's the reason why people like it, is because they don't need to even get up. They turn on the phone and watch a little bit of it. And
You need the ambience, you need the crowd, you need to feed off that energy, you need to give them that energy. That's what concerts are all about. Sorry, the cushions don't do it for me.
Do you ever watch the live TV broadcasts of the bands playing and stuff? Do you like that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Is that more energetic?
Well, for me, that's more research.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I'm an engineer, I tell you. I like to do the live stuff. I'm a front of house engineer. I'm a studio engineer.
Okay.
I love the music. And it is all about the music. It's all about the artist. It's all about how it's done, how it's performed, but how it's received as well. How people absolutely enjoy your crowd. Your crowd enjoys your band and your music and everything like that. As an engineer doing that live, I really get stiff nipples over that.
Yeah. I can see why, because
We're all gearheads. Me and you are gear. We'll have to talk gear one day here.
Absolutely, absolutely. But in the meantime, my friend, we are going to wrap it up right now, and don't go anywhere. We're going to do a couple of crazy things.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we here at Galaxy are very, very happy to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and of course Sony Music, The Orchard. Yeah, check this out.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with